unregister po kayo, walang helmet. Wala ka pa lisensya.
And you can see the towing crew are taking that bike away now. Good morning everyone, it's time for another iACT operation. You can see there's the MMDA, there's the Highway Patrol Group from the PMP, there's the LTO, there's also AFP, so you have some army here. Anyway, let's go. You can see over here this business is rushing to take their stuff in because they're worried that the sidewalk clearing team of the MMDA will confiscate it. They have actually operated here before, so this is a follow-up operation based on further complaints. Right now they're waiting for the driver of this one to show his license so they can issue a ticket and let him move it. There's a few issues. One, you're not allowed to park on this side of the road. Two, it's on a pedestrian crossing. Three, it's very close to this corner. You can see here, for example, this truck is struggling to get around because it's parked so close to the corner. So there's many issues. A driver has arrived for this one, so they'll just issue him a ticket and then let him move it. You can see the sidewalk clearing team have already started confiscating stuff that was left in the road or on the sidewalk. And over here you can see the towing crew are taking away at least one motorcycle. To give you a better look at this, pedestrian crossing, but when you get to the other side, there's no more sidewalk. It's completely occupied by these vendors here. You can see over here they're making progress at clearing this sidewalk. That one's still completely obstructed. This one's opening up a little bit. They are confiscating some items, but many items are being allowed to go inside. And further down the road you can see they're issuing tickets to these jeepneys. The initial violation for this one was seatbelt. I'm not sure if they found more when they stopped it. I can see, for example, the tires are bald. Let me see about the one behind. So for this second one, the LTO is issuing a ticket. Original violation is dress code, wearing slippers, and then no ORCR carried. You can see one person's actually living here on the corner. They've got a TV in there, a fan in there, electric fan, some lights. I can see the electric wire going up there. I guess it's possible it could be going to a meter somewhere. What they're more interested in is the tables and the chairs and the things that really are being used to facilitate these businesses, and not so much the physical goods that they're selling. You can see what most people are doing is just taking the stuff from this side and putting it on this side, but they are putting it on private property, so there's no problem with that. The only question is whether they're just going to carry it all back again later. You can see that under all of this there is actually a sidewalk. Of course, this has obviously been here for a long time, and there's no way that the barangay aren't aware of this. And aside from the fact that this was all set up on the sidewalk, where a car's going to park when they visit these shops, of course they're going to park in the road, so that's going to obstruct it. So it's really not a great place for them to be. So right now they're rushing to take stuff from there to bring it over here onto private property so it won't get taken. The thing is, some people have come out of that business and said, hey, we don't want you putting your stuff here, so now they're limited to this small space. That business is closed, but perhaps if they were there, they would also say, hey, we don't want your stuff here. So yeah, right now they're just trying to move it onto private property so it won't get confiscated. Over here they've hooked up to this van to take it away from obstructing the sidewalk. The lady came out and said, well, my driver didn't know that you're not allowed to obstruct the sidewalk. But if you have a driver's license, that's the kind of thing you have to know, and if you don't know it, you're going to be held responsible, because something like this could happen where they tow your vehicle away. You can see that some of the shop operators are also deconstructing their own shop. That's good to see, because it means less work for the MMDA sidewalk clearing team. I spoke to some of the residents here. They said that this has been here for around 20 years, but normally they only come at Christmas and then they shut down again afterwards. And actually at Christmas you'll normally find that many barangays are quite willing to allow these temporary installations of stores, but they said nowadays they're just pretty much here all year round. You can see there's electricity coming in as well to many of these. I wonder what Meralco would say if they came here and saw these electrical outlets and then the wires going up there that are just wrapped around other wires. Yeah. If you look over here, you can see there is a legal place for them to sell. And also further down that road is like an indoor market. So there are legal spaces to sell, but of course they want to expand, and that's when they take over the sidewalk and maybe sometimes the road. Over here they're cutting down another wire. They referred to it as a jumper. And over here the LTO stopped this vehicle because the driver wasn't wearing a seatbelt. They're just going to issue a ticket now. So you can see there really is a sidewalk under all of that. They had just extended over it and taken it over. So yeah, slowly but surely the sidewalk is appearing, but still lots to take down. I was a little bit late arriving to this one, but they stopped this motorcycle rider, no helmet, and then the LTO asked him, why have you hidden your plate with the barangay chairman commemorative plate? Right now they're talking to the local police, explaining exactly what's going on here about the alleged illegal jumper wires and everything like that. So this one you saw earlier, the house built on the corner, apparently the owner of this building here has promised to give them somewhere to live, so they're demolishing or taking this down now voluntarily. This tricycle here was originally stopped for dress code violations, wearing slippers. When they asked the driver for his license, he said he doesn't have one. Someone else then appeared who said they're the owner of the tricycle and they do have a driver's license. According to LTO, that's okay. They're going to issue a ticket to the guy that owns the trike and has a license, and he will be able to take the trike away with him, but they will be confiscating his driver's license until he pays his penalty ticket. Over here they stopped a motorcycle. There were 3 riders, no helmet on the mother, and it looks like the driver doesn't have a license.
Kasi unregister po kayo, walang helmet. Wala ka pa lisensya.
And you can see the towing crew are taking that bike away now. So you can see the local government, Quezon City, have dispatched a truck here to take away a lot of this stuff. Let's see how the clearing's going. Pretty good actually, most of the sidewalk is now apparent. So you can see there's now a clear sidewalk here. You have the PWD ramp here, which was hidden underneath all of these stalls. The stalls are still here, but they're set back. The sidewalk itself is clear. You can see right now they're briefing the local traffic enforcers here in Mandaluyong. There's going to be an operation in Salle. Do you recognize this logo from anywhere? So I came up the footbridge to get an overhead view. You can see right now there are 3 cars side by side causing obstruction. Now if LTO issue a ticket for obstruction, that's 1,000 pesos. If the LGU, the local enforcers, issue a ticket, it's 500. If it's the MMDA, it's just 150. So you can see the LTO and the local enforcers have already started issuing some tickets, and they're trying to move on cars to try and decongest this area. You can see there's really a lot of empty space inside the school, even big open roads there that they could use as a temporary waiting area. In fact, that's what Philippine Science High School did. They opened their roads up inside and said to the parents, hey, you can come in here, park here, wait for your children, instead of doing it out here in front of the school. And it really worked to reduce congestion in that area. I don't know if LaSalle would consider doing the same thing. Over here, LTO have stopped the car. It might be because of this commemorative PMP plate.
No problem, I'll talk to my husband. We will issue ticket for you, Mama.
What's the violation?
Commemorative plate.
If you look there, the queue's already moved forwards, but all of these vehicles here actually appear to be parked. From what I know, they're not meant to park here. They might be allowed to use the first lane for queuing to go inside, but I don't think they're really meant to be parked here. That's something I'll have to verify. This taxi just earned himself a ticket. He asked the enforcers, can I load unload here? They said no. He kept stalling. He wouldn't move forwards. He asked someone else, can I load unload here? They said no. He did it anyway, so he's just being issued a ticket now. It looks like they actually have a fairly large parking structure inside here. I'm not sure if this is new. I can't remember if it was here the last time that we were here. The only problem is it takes quite a long time to get through the security. So I just left the school now. They invited iACT inside to take a look around and give any suggestions they might have. They said they don't want anything on camera, so unfortunately I can't show you. I did say to them that means you can't give your side of the story, but that's their choice, of course. One of the things they said is that they built this car park over here, but they only have 2 floors, the ground floor and then the first or second, depending on how you look at it. And they can't build any higher because of a complaint that was issued preventing them from building any higher. Now one thing they do have is like a road network inside, and I think they could make use of that. But honestly, one of the really big problems seems to be how long it takes to get a vehicle inside, because they have a security checkpoint and sometimes they don't have a sticker, or they came too early, or they came too late, or they're using a different vehicle, whatever. Actually right now they're going in quite fast, but a few minutes ago I saw a car stuck there for like 2 minutes. Now that might not seem long, but that's just one car. How about if they have to do that to many of the cars? So yeah, even just getting the cars inside can take a while. So yeah, I mean, this is a complex problem. They've already talked about some things that they might try, like for instance an underground car park, so that they don't have the issue of complaints from nearby whoever. But that could take years to build and obviously a lot of money as well. They also talked about some adjustments to nearby roads, but yeah, it's definitely gonna take a while and it's a complex problem. I'm just walking away from the area now and you can see it's so congested, especially over there, because the first 2 lanes are occupied by cars that want to go inside the school and they're having to queue, and that's going to take a while. So of course there's only 2 lanes coming from that direction, and then 2 coming from the flyover there. So those are over there, they're going to be there for a long time. Anyway, I'm going home.